Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be going over where I think Tesla stock is going in the near term headed into earnings. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first of all, the reason why Tesla stock is going up today is because somebody who has been bearish on Tesla for quite a long time has finally stopped being bearish and basically admitted that they were wrong about Tesla for a long time and that it's a much better company basically than they were saying. So that's great news and all, but that's probably not the main thing that's pushing the stock at the moment, because the stock at the moment has a lot of bullish momentum from their very strong deliveries report and from a few other pieces of news which I went over in another video. And because Tesla has its earnings report coming up, supposedly on the 27th, that is not a guarantee yet, but it is expected to come out around the 27th of January, which is only a few weeks away. So the stock is rallying into earnings like it usually does, because in the past Tesla stock has rallied into big events. Today the stock is up almost 7.5%. Stock's trading at about $812 when I'm making this video, which is absolutely amazing. And this is really, really good because the stock was able to climb over the $800 resistance, which means that the stock has a lot of buyer strength right now and a lot of sort of bullish sentiment behind it. So for that reason, I believe that there's a pretty decent chance that the stock could rally all the way to about $900 per share before the earnings and then come down, just because if it rallies that much, people are going to be expecting a lot on the earnings report, and the earnings are probably going to beat analyst expectations because analysts never get it right with Tesla stock, but people themselves are going to make up their own expectations, and if Tesla doesn't reach those, people are just going to take some profits, which is completely fine and normal for Tesla stock, because Tesla stock has kind of always been a stock which is buy the rumor, sell the news, where it goes up before a major event, but then it comes down right after the major event happens, even if the major event has, good news behind it. So that's the first scenario I see. The second scenario I see is one of the most bullish that I could possibly see, which is where Tesla continues this crazy momentum where it keeps going up a lot every single day, practically up into the earnings report, where Tesla goes up, perhaps finds some resistance around 900, comes down, and then goes up even further ahead of the earnings report, all the way to almost or even to $1,000 per share. And then on the earnings report, or right after the earnings report, the stock tanks perhaps all the way down to $700 or $800. So that is definitely another scenario I could see, just because, buy the rumor, sell the news. So in case Tesla stock carries this bullish momentum, we could see a rally to 1,000 or almost 1,000 per share and then come back down. And now I'm going to go over my most bullish scenario. This is the best case scenario. If the stock keeps its strong bullish momentum and the company releases absolutely stellar earnings that just blows everybody away. In this case, I can see a rally to 1,000 per share before the earnings report, and then on the earnings report, the stock breaks past $1,000 and keeps flying upwards. But again, I don't find this so likely just because Tesla almost never goes up on major events if it has ran earlier previous to this major event. And now I'm going to draw up my bearish scenarios. So my bearish scenarios is that one that I could see is that the stock comes down to about 700 before the earnings. So this could happen if Tesla is not able to hold the $800 level and the buyers see that the stock hasn't been able to hold it and they kind of panic sell and they just lose their confidence in the stock. And then what happens is that if this happens, in my opinion, the earnings are probably going to be good because it's Tesla. They're a great company, and I would be really surprised if they have poor earnings, especially because they had such a good deliveries report. So in this scenario, the stock actually goes up on earnings instead of down on earnings just because the stock sold off before the earnings report. So that is one possibility I could see. That is like the kind of neutral bearish scenario. Personally, I don't find that awfully likely just because usually Tesla rallies ahead of big catalysts, but it is possible if the buyers lose strength and lose confidence and start to panic sell. The worst scenario that I see for the stock is that the stock comes down to 700 before the earnings, and then on earnings, the earnings disappoint, and the stock falls all the way to 600 or maybe even as low as $500 per share. But I see this as the least likely scenario out of all the scenarios that I named, just because I can't see Tesla having such a major earnings miss to the point where the stock falls all the way to $500 per share, even though the stock has rallied with such an aggressive force recently. Even though that is the case, I don't really see this as a possibility for the stock. So to sum it up, I think the most likely scenario to happen is that we rally to 900 and then come down, or that we rally to 1,000 and then come down. But the 1,000 scenario is a bit less likely than the 900 one, I would say. But you know, I guess we'll see what happens before the earnings. The 1,000 scenario is still possible, but I don't find it nearly as likely as the $900 scenario, which is pretty much what I'm going to be expecting at least. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, I would love it if you guys left a like and subscribed to this YouTube channel. That'd be really awesome. And I'm going to catch you guys next time. Peace.